Good morning, my name is Chad, and if you're into Forex trading at all, then this is the channel for you. Today, we are looking at the Euro US. These are 10-minute candles right here, and we're looking for our first entry, which I think here in the next 5 minutes or so, right around the 9 a.m. candle, we're going to be able to jump in and get going with our trading for the day. So let's give it just a few minutes and we'll be back with our first trade. All right, it's 9 a.m. and we are going to get in the game, and we are going to go short with 10 contracts. Now I'm going for a 10 pip profit and a 10 pip loss. So right here, this line right here is my loss, and this line right here is my take profit. So I really only go for 10 and 10. I know it's a 1-to-1 ratio, but for my style of trading, it fits perfect. It gives me not a lot of exposure, but also not a lot of profit. So it works good for my style of kind of scalping day trading. We're not swing trading. We're not going for the long ball. We're just going for little chip shots, little tiny putts, if you will. We're in short with 10 contracts, looking for a 10 pip profit and a 10 pip stop. And if we get stopped out right here, then what we'll do is we will turn around and double down, and we'll go from 10 to 20 contracts and pick up a new position. That's the plan. We're 30 minutes from the opening bell on the New York Stock Exchange, and there's usually good rhythm here for the next 30 minutes to an hour. And then the next hour is good, and then after that, in my experience, the Forex thing just tips off. And so I try to get my 1 or 2 trades in the next 2 hours and see if we can't close out for a net profit on the day. All right, we're climbing back up. We're 7.2 pips out of the money. That's okay. If we get up here and we get stopped out, then what we'll do is we're going to flip around, double down, grab 20 contracts, 20 mini lots, and come back down for for a potential profit. That's the goal, right? So we'll see if this thing sneaks all the way out, or if we're just maybe going to catch that little rainbow, and then this might be the beginning of the movement back down. You just don't know, but I think we're in a pretty good position of not having to go too far on our double downs. All right, we're 10 minutes into the trading morning, just opened our second candle. So this is the 9-10 candle for us. And this is where we really start to grind through and see if we have guessed the right way, the right motion in the ocean, if you will. And this one's kind of bouncing around that -7 pip. All right, we're 8.8 pips out of the money. This thing is now grinding up. That's okay. Let's get a new higher high. It'll be easier for us to get this thing to pull back. So our next move will be in with 20. See if we can't get this thing to recess back down into about where our original position opening was, give or take a pip or two. Okay, here we go. We're 9.7 pips out of the money. This is going to get stopped out. There it goes. Okay, so now it's 9:17 a.m. What we're going to do is wait for the next 10-minute candle. That'll be the 9:20 candle. And then our plan is to hop back in and see if we can't get this thing moving in our direction this time. We just popped open our new candle, so we are going to sell again right here in this spot. This gives us a new position. We're in at the 20-50 line. That's great, the 50 line. So we're going to try and get down to the 40 line. Here's our next stop is the 60 line. And I felt pretty good about this one. We had a nice little move up, which means we should have a nice move down, and bada bing, bada boom, we're in the money. Let's go. Okay, it's 9:30. The market just opened. S&P opened up way higher than it closed. Look at the big gap right there. Whew. So now we're going to see how that affects us on this trade. We're short. Here's our entry position, red line right here. Here's our stop right here, and here is our take profit. Both 10 pips away from our entry point. If history repeats itself, this has got a pretty good chance of hitting this, rolling down, and popping down into here. That's what we're hoping for. That's the trade. That's the goal. Right here is my entry point. This is my stop loss, red line up here, and this blue line down here is the take profit. So we're 10 pips away, both sides of the fence, and we're on the 20 contract. So this is our first double down. We actually missed a boat right over here when we went in about right here, and then it climbed up to about where we're at right now. So the goal would be for this thing to slip down into a 10 pip profit, and we walk away with some cash, some cold hard cash. All right, we just opened the 940 candle, and so we're getting into this day. We're getting moving and grinding. We got pretty close. We hit about halfway into our take profit window, and it came back in. So it'll be exciting to see what this next candle does, whether it's like, you know what, that's all I've got to give, and we're gonna now move back up and hit another stop loss, which is fine, but it would probably be cooler, right, if this thing did tip over and ground down. But that brings up a point: how to manage your money. And there's 1,000 ways. It's percentage, how many losses you can take. For me, in order to play one mini contract, my opinion is you have to have about $850 in there to really maximize your account. And the reason why is you might be only trading for $1 and you have $850, so it seems like such a small number. But the way I like to trade is if I lose a position, lose a trade, that's fine. I'm going to take one contract to 2, and then I'm going to take 2 to 4, and I really plan on doing potentially up to 5 of those, and that's why I think you need to have $850 per position. That's my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, not even a great trader, but that's how I like to trade. If you're looking on how to manage some loss on your trades, I think you got to have some pretty good capital behind you in order to not get yourself into trouble. This guy continues to bounce around the break-even point, and we're 2 minutes into the 940 candle, so it's 942. Be interesting to see where this thing moves. The S&P came down hard, and then now it's kind of rallying back up. So lots of motion even in the big market. That's good. We need movement. That's the name of the game of the trading. Is flat markets are hard to trade. We need volume and we need movement. Whoo, this thing's launching straight up and knocked us out. That's it for that trade. That happened really fast, so I didn't get a lot of video on that. Man, that happened quick. So now the plan is to go back in short. We're going to double in at 40 contracts, 40 minis, and we're going to short again and see if we can't get ourselves back in the game and make some money. We are getting close to being stopped out again on this 40 contract position. It's rolling up, it's bouncing around 9.1, 9.2 pips out of the money right now. I think it's going to go up. Wait for it. And there it goes. Okay, so now we're out of the money. What we're going to do is wait for the next candle to open up, and then we're going to go short with 80 contracts. Starting to get aggressive now. Starting to try and keep this thing put together. All right, looks like it's starting to sell off, so I think what I'm going to do is go in with 80 contracts. We're going to sell again and try and catch that momentum coming back down. So let's set this up, place the trade, and we're in. So now we're in with 80 contracts, hoping that this thing sloughs back down and brings us back into the money. All right, we're short our 80 contracts, and this thing just doesn't want to give up. It's pushing up higher, higher, and higher. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's dancing and grinding. And we're out again. Okay, so this has been a pretty rough morning for trading. So the next round would be to go in with 1,600 and try and make whatever we can salvageable here out of this deal. Okay, so we're going to go back in. We're going to sell 1.6 contracts. We're going to place the trade right now, and we're in. So hopefully this is the one that rounds back around and we catch this backlash on this thing and finally get into the money a little bit. What a rough morning. All right, we're starting to wind down on this morning session. Volume is starting to tip over. I've moved my stop back to break even. We're currently about 4.5 pips in the money. And I'm going to actually move my take profit to the 5 pip mark. And here's what the plan is. If I can get it to stop out there, we'll pick up $80, which will wipe out the last double down. So tomorrow morning we can start out with 80 contracts and be even money at that position versus starting out with 1.6. And it gives you a little bit more breathing room on an uncertain market, but at least we can kind of clean out and then start working towards managing this back into the money. That's the goal. Okay, so we're getting pretty close. Oh, and we finally hit it. So now we are officially cleaned out, no open positions. Hopefully come back tomorrow to see if we can actually double down our way back into profit on this. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe. I'm told that actually helps out a ton if you like the video. And obviously I'm a pretty small YouTuber at this point, so if you can take a second and do those two things, that would be great. And we will see you in the morning.